Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Quicksand by David Bowie. As always, this song comes to you as a request from, well, one of you, my viewers. So as always, if you want to be that person to request something, just put it in the comments and I'll be sure to add it to my list. So, I gotta be honest, David Bowie is one of those artists who, I know of, and I know that he's a legend, I know that he's had such an amazing influence on music, but I haven't really listened to him very much. I've heard a handful of songs from David Bowie. I know for sure Fame. Fame is my favorite David Bowie song. I don't know why. It's such a catchy song. I've heard I want to say Moon Age Daydream, Spaceman, maybe a couple of others, just sporadic songs here and there, I feel like. But really have never just jumped fully into David Bowie's discography. So hopefully this will be the start of something new, something beautiful. So yeah, let's give it a shot. This is David Bowie, Quicksand. And, well, here we go.
I'm closer to the golden dawn, immersed in Crowler's uniform of imagery. I'm living in a silent film, portraying Himmler's sacred realm of dream reality. I'm frightened by the total goal, drawing to the ragged hole, and I ain't got the power anymore. No, I ain't got the power anymore. I'm the twisted name on Garbo's eyes, living proof of Churchill's lies. I'm destiny. I'm torn between the light and dark, where others see their target, divine symmetry. And I ain't got the power anymore. Don't believe in yourself. Don't deceive with belief. Knowledge comes with death's release. Just a mortal with potential of a Superman. I'm living on. I'm tethered to the logic of Homo sapien. Can't take my eyes from the great salvation of bullshit faith. If I don't explain what you ought to know, you can tell me all about it on the next photo. I'm sinking in the quicksand of my thought, and I
was beautiful. I loved the piano throughout. That was really, really nice. David Bowie's a really good voice. I forget every time I listen to him. Like, I really like his voice. So, yeah, that was a really, really good one. With David Bowie, I'm not really too sure what to expect half the time, just because I feel like he gives you some different sounds from song to song. And again, I only really have a pretty small sample size to go off of. But yeah, I really like this one. I think the piano throughout was kind of what really hooked me, if you will. But there were also some nice string moments in there. I really liked when the song sort of picked up and let's take it piece by piece. Let's break it down, starting with the lyrics. So, kind of some interesting lyrics here too that I definitely wanted to jump into. Let's start with a little bit of this about section that says, "Quicksand is about David Bowie's philosophical struggle with the unknown. He is stuck in deep thought about unanswerable questions. What does it mean to exist? What is after death? He eventually comes to the conclusion that answers to these perplexing questions only come with death's release." This depressing song is masterfully followed by "Fill Your Heart," which proposes a solution to Bowie's paralyzing introspection, filling his heart with love. Awesome. I feel like I need to listen to that song next. From David's original notes distributed as a press release, the chain reaction of moving around throughout the bliss and then the calamity of America produced this epic of confusion. Anyway, with my esoteric problems, I would have written it in Plainview or Dulwich. There is a time and space level just before you go to sleep when all about you are losing theirs, and whoosh, void gets you with its cacophony of thoughts. That's when I like to write my songs. So he likes it when you're like, that moment when you're about to fall asleep and your mind is just kind of starting to relax. That's when he likes to write his music, is what I took away from that. So let's take a look at these lyrics. Again, there were some interesting lines that I definitely wanted to get into. So let's see. "I'm closer to the golden dawn, immersed in Crowley's uniform of imagery. I'm living in a silent film portraying Himmler's sacred realm of dream reality." That name Himmler, when I heard that, I was like, that sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Maybe this will tell me. "Birth of a Nation" was a 1915 silent film that glorified KKK activity and was beloved by Heinrich Himmler and Adolf Hitler, as well as other top Nazi officials. Oof, that's where I heard it before. And what does he mean by Golden Dawn? I wonder if it says... The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn is an organization founded by William Robert Woodman, William Wynne Westcott, and Samuel Liddell. Gregor Mathers, blah, blah, blah. According to Wikipedia, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was an organization devoted to the study and practice of the occult, metaphysics, and paranormal activities during the late 19th and early 20th century. So maybe he's talking about being close to... cultism, or at least just the paranormal, the metaphysical, immersed in Crowley's uniform. For some reason, every time I see the word Crowley nowadays, I always think of Ozzy Osbourne's Mr. Crowley. For some reason, I am just unable to separate that name from that song. I don't know what it is about that song. Maybe it's just because I listened to it a lot when I was a kid. This is a progression of the first line, "I'm closer to the Golden Dawn," as Crowley was a member of the Order of the Golden Dawn until he left it due to his ideas being too radical, which clashed with the Grand Master of the Golden Dawn, Gregor Mathers. He then started his own mystical order called the Astrum Argenteum AA, Order of the Silver Star being the dog star Sirius. Wow. A lot of, occultish shit going on here, but I think it's kind of interesting. "I'm frightened by the total goal drawing to the ragged hole, and I ain't got the power anymore. So if this song is sort of about the philosophical, the unknown, perhaps that's what this whole first verse is about. About sort of how these cults maybe claim to know what's beyond, or claim to have the answers to all of life's mysteries, or at least to help you find those things. I'm not too sure what the connection is here yet, but that's my best guess. So verse 2, "I'm the twisted name on Garbo's eyes, living proof of Churchill's lies." I'm assuming he's talking about Winston Churchill. Who's Garbo? Juan Pujol Garcia, or Garbo, was a Catalonian who became a double agent during World War II and was decorated with both the German and Allied forces. Oh, wow. A lot of references to World War II here as well, between the Himmler and what was it, A Birth of a Nation, and now this part right here with the Garbo, living proof of Churchill. Obviously, Winston Churchill was huge during World War II. Although Churchill was a hero to the British for taking aggressive action against the Nazis, he was also a scion of the conservative order that existed in England before the war. He was pro-imperialism and supported the traditional values that Bowie existed in opposition to. By criticizing the wartime hero, Bowie is setting up another moral gray area, complicating the simple dichotomy of heroes versus villains. And honestly, I think they should teach that more in history. That history is not always heroes versus villains. Many times it's villain versus villain, or at least many times it's sort of gray area versus gray area. So definitely, I can definitely see sort of that message coming through here. And I don't know how David Bowie would feel about the occult. I wonder if he would think that like cults and the metaphysical and stuff like that. I wonder if he feels that would be also a gray area. I mean, I don't know. Not too sure. I really don't know too much about David Bowie or his sort of beliefs, his philosophy. So I'm destiny. I'm torn between the light and dark, where others see their target's divine symmetry. Should I kiss the viper's fang or herald loud the death of man? I'm sinking in the quicksand of my thought, and I ain't got the power anymore. So maybe it's a conflict of finding what's right and what's wrong, and how do you know what's right and what's wrong? And so he's sort of, all these thoughts are like quicksand. The more he struggles with his thoughts, the deeper he's falling down the rabbit hole, if you will. Don't believe in yourself. I thought this line was interesting too. Don't believe in yourself. Don't deceive with belief. Knowledge comes with death's release. Yeah, so I wonder what he means by don't believe yourself, in yourself, I should say. Don't deceive with belief. So don't try to fool others using maybe faith or belief. Really, we don't know what happens until we die, and it could be everything that we've imagined. It could be nothing. So yeah, I think that's an interesting take on it. I'm not a prophet or a Stone Age man, just a mortal with potential of a Superman. I'm living on, I'm tethered to the logic of Homo sapien. Can't take my eyes from the great salvation of bullshit faith. So, obviously not pretending to be a prophet, but also not just pretending to be like a dumb Neanderthal, if you will. Just a mortal with potential. I'm just a guy. I got a lot of potential, but at the end of the day, I'm just a guy, I'm living on, I'm tethered to the logic of Homo sapiens. So what I see him saying here is like, all I know is the knowledge of humans. Like, I'm sure if there's a greater truth out there that supersedes humanity, I may not be able to discover it because I am literally just human. Can't take my eyes from the great salvation of bullshit faith. I loved that line, by the way. He is saying that he is a human and thus prone to think with the logic of one. And humans often have faith in something spiritual, even if it is considered easy to debunk or prove incorrect. This line also relates to Nietzsche and the Übermensch, or overhuman, also noted in this song as Superman. There's a lot of information here. I won't read the whole annotation. I do like to kind of break it down on my own and try to see if I can determine the meaning. If I don't explain what you ought to know, you can tell me all about it. On the next bardo, I'm sinking in the quicksand of my thought, and I ain't got the power anymore. I don't know what bardo means. In Tibetan Buddhism, the term bardo refers to the indeterminate state between death and life, sort of like limbo, I guess, which a soul experiences before reincarnation. Okay. So if I don't explain what you ought to know, you can tell me all about it on the next bardo. Okay, that's kind of a cool line. Don't believe in yourself. Don't deceive with belief. Knowledge comes with death's release. Don't believe in yourself. Don't deceive with belief. Knowledge comes with death's release. Yeah, definitely a very philosophical sounding song. A lot to really kind of contemplate and think on. Sort of a lot of messages that I don't quite get. Maybe they're just a little over my head. I'm not entirely sure how the whole cults stuff in that first verse and Hitler and World War II all kind of fit into that. Again, I think maybe it's just the complexity of morals, or the fact that every villain is the hero of their own story, I guess, that kind of thing, where it can be kind of hard to determine right from wrong, dark from light, that kind of thing. I don't know, but yeah, very philosophical in nature. as little as I've heard from David Bowie, one thing I do know about him is that he does like to really explore a lot of big themes with his music. So I thought this one was pretty cool. A lot left open to interpretation. I'm sure I read it one way. The people on Genius who comment and give their own take on it read it another way, and I'm sure many of you probably read this song your own way as well, which I'd be fascinated to hear about in the comments. So yeah, let me know what you think. But for me, again, lyrically, this was 2 thumbs up. I liked it a whole lot. As far as the instrumentation goes, a lot to really enjoy here as well. Like I said, there was some nice piano throughout that just made for a very beautiful song. Really, the beginning was very melodic and kind of slow, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of digging this. But I really liked when the song kind of picked up a little bit more, had a little bit more energy, and I think that really helped drive the point of the song home. So really grateful for that part of the song. And I like David Bowie's voice. I haven't heard too much from him, but I've always liked his singing voice. So that already is a huge win, and that'll most likely keep me coming back to him as an artist. So definitely, I think instrumentally and vocally, I think this one was a pretty good one. I gave it 2 thumbs up. As far as replay value goes, this has a lot of elements that I really like. I do like to sit and think and contemplate on lyrics. And so this one being so philosophical in the lyrics, I think really helps me really enjoy it. I like the way David Bowie delivers these lines. He really kind of drives the point home with his vocal delivery, so that helps too. The instrumentation was fantastic. Like I said, a lot to enjoy here, but for me, the piano really carries me through. But yeah, this is definitely a song that I want to listen to again, that I want on my playlist. So definitely going to go on the playlist. I give it 2 thumbs up across the board. Really just an interesting song, fun to listen to in a lot of ways, mostly because it kind of makes you think a little bit, sort of makes you feel. So really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for whoever requested this one. As always, if you want to request something, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, I know David Bowie's no longer with us, but you can still go support him, listen to his music wherever you can. And if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Hope to see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.